So, we all have amps in our heads that we absolutely adore. Retro amps maybe, or something from like an album that you just thought, I need to have that sound. So, can you have those sounds, but in tiny little packages?
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yo, you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, if you're old school, you know what we're about by now. This one, absolutely crazy. So, because we haven't been able to tour and there's been no gigs, I've kind of started concentrating a little bit more on the studio. And as you guys know, Laney endorsed artist, absolutely love Laney. And there's nothing really in my mind that is remotely comparable to them. But there's certain sounds that you just kind of need in your studio. Just like I love my Ibanez, I'm endorsed by Ibanez, I love Ibanez, and I will always play Ibanez. But I think maybe one day I will buy a Strat. You never know, I might buy a Telecaster.
Oh my god.
Because they do a certain thing very well. They do that particular sound very, very well. What we're going to be looking at today, however, is a little amp. So I've always loved the Peavey 5150. I think anyone who's into metal or anyone who liked any type of band from the era will love the sound of a 5150. Super tight, super precise. So I was kind of scouring eBay because I started thinking about building a little bit of an amp wall. And they were ridiculously priced. It's like £1,000, £1,500 for battered old 5150s. Yeah, I should really turn that off. So, battered old 5150s, 1,500 quid plus. I haven't got that kind of money, man, especially in this day and age. So I thought to myself, right, okay, well, let's start reviewing some alternatives. So I looked at the 5505 Mini MH Mini Head. I looked at the 5150 from Fender, I think it is now, which is the 5150 Mark III, little mini one. And then I stumbled across, but like 2 years too late. Well, at the end of the day, I've only just started this way of thinking. But it's this little guy, little Peavey Invective. I don't know what that means, but it's kind of sounds cool. Once I heard a song with the word castration in. Castration ain't a word. I don't know whether invective is a word. If it is, comment in the description below and educate me on what invective means. So, Invective Mini H, or Mini Head. By Mansourus Manser. Is that his name? Maybe I said that far too exotic. I don't know. But anyway, guy from Periphery. So he basically loves the sound of the 5150, loves the sound of the Mesa Boogie tread plate. So he's kind of got together with the Peavey guys, and they've come up with this thing. Now, it's been out for years now, but again, man, I'm always late to the table. But it's okay, because I'll finish my dessert. It's all good. Peavey Invective Mini Head. Now, I wouldn't want to go balls out and get a 120 watt head. In this day and age, do you really need a 120 watt head? I don't know. I run Laney 60 watts and they will blow my arse off. My arse off. My arse hat off. My arse off. I don't know, many words. It'll blow my arse off. This is 15 watts? 20 watts possibly. Ran it through a Laney 412 with V30s in, which we're going to look at the comparison of between that and the plug-in, the DI. And it blew my arse off. So I thought, right, well, it's impossible. So luckily enough, this amp does have a 5 to 1 watt switch. But still, even at 1 watt, it kind of gets a little fizzy then. And if you put the post gain down, it gets a little bit fizzy. So you want it balls out. You want to drive the bad boy. So you needed a 20 watts, really. Impossible to do in my studio. I haven't got any ISO cabs, I haven't got a crab cab or anything, so I've literally, I'm blowing the back of my head off. I tend to use the DI. Now, in the next couple of weeks, I've got a Freyet, again, comment section below, let me know if I'm talking balls. I don't know how to say half of these words. Freyet power station. So what that allows me to do is run all of my amps at full beans and trickle out to the cabs if I need to mic a cab, or boom the cabs if I need to boom the cabs, or it gives me a beautiful DI with a reactive load, so it's feeling what the speakers are doing, but it's sending me out a great line level. I can put that directly into the back of the PreSonus, and I've got every single amp sounding bloody brill. And if I need to tweak or do anything, I can go into a plug-in, like maybe Torpedo Wall of Sound, and I can apply IRs to it. Or I've been currently using the SLS Tones stuff and the Neural DSP stuff. Now they both have IR loaders, and I'm sure there's free IR loaders out there in the world. If you don't know what IR loader is, watch some more videos on YouTube. There's loads out there. They will explain it to you. So, loading IR, job's a good one. I've got all of my tubey, warmth, valvey goodness running into a digital world that allows me to just tweak and pop and click and do whatever I need to do without the hassle of remiking amps and being super loud and killing myself by peeling the skin off my back with tone. Don't want that to happen. Anyway, I've discussed this far too long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little mix that I did, literally just nothing about, just throw something in. So I put a little bar, couple of bar tune together, just a bit of crunch, super tight, trebly, top-endy, drunk, like a metallic bear climbing up a tree of woe. Put that in there, have a little listen to that, see what you think. Put a little bit of lead line in there, same tone exactly. Rolled the volume up a little bit more, put a bit more gain into it, and then added a delay and a reverb from Helix Native, which is a great plugin if you haven't got that already. So that sounds rad. Drums are all coming from Easy Drummer 2, which again I've recently just found. I've only just really started using plugins. Really easy. You can throw stuff in there and just get the job done, especially for demos and stuff like this. So anyway, to the amp. So Peavey Invective Mini Head. So what I'm going to do is, this is just the tone running through the amp. What I've done is I've captured a few little riffs, or 2 riffs to be exact, one clean, one dirty, and I'm just going to play that through the cab, then through the head using DI, so you can actually hear what the DI is doing. No additional cab emulators. I know a lot of people have been reviewing these online or demoing them, and they've added own hammered impulse responses and blah 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 blah. You guys might not have that stuff. So this is, I've just bought the amp, I've just pulled it out the box, which is a very nice box by the way. I've just pulled it out the box, I'm going to bang it in, and I'm going to start writing some tunes. So that's what it's going to sound like. Or if you guys are fortunate enough to have cabinets, I've also mic'd up a cabinet with an SM58. I went through a ton of how to mic up a cab thing, so I might make another video out of that because it took me ages. Mic'd up the cab, got the right cab I wanted, got the mic in the right angle, SM57, directly onto the front of the V30 loaded Laney 412. Sounds killer in the room, and then I tried to match it to my ears in the mix. I haven't used any post EQ, and it is what it is. So what we'll do is we'll have a little listen to a mic'd cabinet using clean and gain, clean and drive, clean and lead. Yeah, clean and lead, same sentence. Then I'm going to go back to the DI, clean and lead, no EQ. Same sentence. So here we go, guys. Here is the cab sound dirty, cab sound clean, DI sound dirty, DI sound clean. Here we go. So that was your cab tones. It sounds really bloody good in the room. Really good. It's a lot tighter. It's got like a lot more high end maybe than the Laney's. Not as smooth, not as lead sounding, a bit more crunchy rhythm guitar sounding, which is exactly what I wanted it for, because this is gonna be a layera. A layera? It's not even a word. Princess layera. We're just gonna layer it up against my usual tone, which is predominantly IRT, Laney IRTs, but this has just got a slightly different edge, a different cut. I think that'll pop in the mix. What I've been doing to get that type of tone has been driving an AC30 with a boost pedal in front of it to get the same effect, but now I can just use the Invective. Really, really cool. Okay, so now I'm going to cut to the DI clean and dirty. See what the deal is there. So have a little listen to this. So guys, what do you think of that? So that's the Peavey Invective Mini H. I think it's a great little amp, and it's awesome for just like studio stuff. I think the cabinet definitely sounds better, but I think the DI is still great. And that's just the preset. Like obviously we've just run through this to just introduce you to the thing. So clean channel is as how I would have it, the distortion is as I would have it. What we haven't gone into is the fact that it's got an amazing noise gate on there, which is really, really cool. There's a tight switch, which is kind of like a crunch lead. It's almost like a channel switcher, because it definitely adds more saturation. So there's a tight button. So there's basically 3 channels in there. And then you've got a boost, which is like an inbuilt boost pedal, which is really, really good. So that's awesome as well. And then obviously you've got your clean channel. Clean channel does exactly what it needs to do. Back panel is brilliant. So you get a speaker defeat or a speaker enabled. So if you're silent recording, you don't have to unplug your speakers or anything. You can just click your speaker off. You could come out through the effects send, which has got an effects send return on the back. You could come out of the effects send and then use different IRs if you wanted to use the old IR thing. But I think that the DI sounds great. So what I'm going to do is if I get a few views on this video, I'll do just a playthrough. I might just do that anyway, where I'll kind of play through it and I'll have different tracks for different presets. So I'll have a clean track, I'll have a non-boosted track, and I'll have a boosted track, and I'll have one with tight, one without tight, and we'll kind of A/B them, and I'll just cut out the rest of the mix and see whether you guys like the sound of it. But for this, it's long enough. I just wanted to introduce you to this little bad boy. £600 from DV247, and that's 100 quid cheaper than anywhere else I could see it. So get over to the music store, DV247, and buy yourself this amp, because it's really, really good. Obviously, if you've already got your Laney's, get a Laney if you haven't, but these are great. Really good to be fitting on top of the mix, or if it's a first time amp, it's a tube amp, man. It's a great sound tube amp, and it's relatively cheap. It's half the price of the 120 watt head, and it sounds pretty much the same. And do you really need 120 watts in this day and age? Methinks not. So definitely worth a look at. Great little amp. Next is possibly going to be a mini DSL 20. then possibly a PRS MT15, then possibly a Soldano 30. Christmas is kind of coming. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But a little mini head amp rack would be awesome and very cute. But yeah, very, very cool. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, because it's like mini meals for Maxi me. Subscriptions are also very, very good. Really close to 18,000 subscribers. Be nice to roll the 18,000 at some point. That'd be awesome. So thanks a lot for your support, guys, and thanks for keeping on coming back. Invective MH head, definitely worth a look at. Beautiful little head if you like your metal, and even if you don't, I reckon I could get some decent rock tones out of that amp. Yeah. Anyway, right guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.